and they want to talk about incitement of violence. They want to blame Joe Biden for these anti-Israel protests. I tell you, folks, it's just getting worse and worse. It really is. These people have lost their mind. And just like all these anti-Israel protests going on across the country, I think we all could agree many of these people are brainwashed. So are these people on the far right that I talk to every single day. They watch their Newsmax, they watch their OAN, and they are brainwashed. They believe everything they hear from Donald Trump. They believe everything they hear from Newsmax and OAN. Two-tier justice system. Joe Biden is the one that indicted Donald Trump, and they believe it. They're brainwashed. Now, I think it takes a certain level of stupidity to be brainwashed like that without knowing your facts. Many of these people throughout the country that are protesting on some of these college campuses, and many of them even right here at UNLV today, they don't even know what they're protesting. They'll chant out, Israel pro-genocide. And I said this earlier today on social media, and I'll say it again. If Israel wanted to commit genocide, they would have by now. They could take out a country with their artillery. They could take out Iran, wipe them off the face of the planet. They could do the same thing with every single person in Gaza today if they wanted to. But they haven't. Why? Because they do not want to commit genocide. They want to get rid of every single Hamas terrorist in that vicinity because they are defending themselves. With that, sadly in war, innocent people die. It's terrible. I wish it didn't happen. But you cannot tell me that, as much as I don't always agree with Benjamin Netanyahu, that he wants to take out an entire group of people unless we're talking about Hamas. Because if they wanted to take out every single Palestinian person, they would have done it by now. Trust me, they have the artillery to do it. But they haven't, because they're not trying to commit genocide. And these people across the country here on these universities are idiots. They're morons. They're uneducated. Many of them don't even know why they're there. They're very stupid, for lack of a better term. These are very dumb people, late teens, early 20s types. And then there's a very small percentage, in my opinion, but a percentage of people at these rallies that are extremely anti-Semitic. And maybe some of them, I don't know, maybe some of them, if they had the opportunity, maybe they would go and fight with Hamas. Maybe they are Hamas sympathizers. I don't know every single one of them, but I can tell you the overwhelming majority of these people are very stupid and they're idiots. And they don't even know why they're there. They just want to protest something. And they're cowards. And they cover their faces so that people can't recognize them. Why? Because they're jihad fighters? No. Because they're cowards. Because they don't want people to recognize them. That's why. Because if you chant out genocide to the Jews, or if you chant out death to Israel, they know that in most cases, if people find out who you are, you're going to lose your job, and rightfully so. It is despicable. These people are dumb as a doornail. Just as I would say about Donald Trump's base. Dumb as a doornail. Brainwashed people. There's a lot of stupid people in this country that support Donald Trump. There's a lot of stupid people in this country that are protesting at universities, just about every university out there. And I have some audio for you to prove it, how stupid some of these people are. That's really what this comes down to. Pure stupidity. If you believe Donald Trump won the 2020 election, you're dumb. You're an idiot. Okay? The earth is not flat. Donald Trump did not win in 2020, and Israel is not committing genocide. Because, as I said, they have the artillery to do it if they wanted to, and they haven't. I want you to listen to what I am talking about here. This is in New York, on campus, where you have a speaker defending Hamas, literally, and you have a crowd in the background cheering this idiotic moron. Have a listen to this.
Not terrorists, they are resistance fighters, they are freedom fighters, and they are heroes for a new world. And as in so many ways, as it is in so many ways, as it shuts down the supply lines of genocide, Yemen is leading the way.
So completely unhinged and a lunatic, and these people are cheering. She just called members of Hamas heroes. Heroes. I don't know what's worse, that or when Donald Trump calls those on January 6th that attacked and brutally assaulted police officers patriots. I mean, I think they go hand in hand. They're both despicable. Heroes. Terrorists who put babies in ovens, beheaded children, raped women, gouged out the eyes of the husband as their wife is being raped, cutting off legs and fingers of children. And this despicable, ignorant terrorist speaking called them heroes. I'm almost at a loss for words how ignorant some of these people are, and then people cheering in the background. This is audio of a Jewish student that we are going to play for you next, who's wearing the Star of David necklace. He's denied entry into his own university, not by university employees, no, by the wannabe jihadists and anti-Semites out there. And why are they doing this? At his own university? For no other reason than he's Jewish. And this is happening right here in this country. And this is at UCLA. This is audio of a Jewish student at UCLA the other day just trying to go to class.
You guys have closed the entrance. We are UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. You three. Oh, look, they're making their burger while I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this. I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance. Why can't they go? Will you let me go in? This could be over in a second. Just let me and my friends go in to class.
We're not engaging.
Then you can move. Will you move?
We're not engaging.
Okay, we're going. We're going. I'm going in. I have my hands up. I'm not hurting them.
So what these morons are doing, these cowards who hide their faces because they don't want to be recognized, and they think they're tough jihadist fighters who wouldn't last 5 seconds with Hamas. They're forming a little blockade in this video and the audio that you just heard, not allowing this student to simply go to class because he's Jewish. Those students should not only be arrested, but they should be charged, in my opinion, with a hate crime. These students, some of these students, not all of them are students, but some of them that are at these anti-Israel protests are some of the dumbest people this country has to offer. Put them and some of those January 6th insurrectionists in a cage somewhere. I mean, really, that's how I feel. And then these students in Columbia, how dumb some of them are, most of them, because it's too hot outside. These pampered students, these wealthy pampered students that have probably never accomplished anything in their life, and their rich parents are paying for their tuition at Columbia. These pampered brats who think they're doing something right. They're fighting. They're heroes. They're the biggest cowards you can find. Because it's too hot outside, then they put up their tents in this building at Columbia. And then the police do what they're supposed to do. The NYPD, by the way, is getting a lot of flack, and I don't understand why. They have a very difficult job to do, and I'm glad they were called in there. Then they surround the building. These students had the opportunity to leave. They were told that they were going to be arrested if they didn't leave, and then they were locked out so they couldn't go out, and then they were whining and bitching and complaining. There's some students saying, I have finals. I just want to go home. You stupid idiots. You had the opportunity to go home. You stayed there. Listen to this student at Columbia who is dumb as a doornail when she's grilled by a reporter because she's saying she's demanding the university help feed the protesters occupying Hamilton Hall when all the students have to do is leave. And in this country, luckily, they have the freedom to leave and then go get some food. But she is making the case, why isn't the university going out of their way to feed some of these students at this protest? Folks, it doesn't get any dumber than this. Have a listen.
Why should the university be obligated to provide food to people who've taken over a building?
Well, first of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
But you mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in. I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take up this building. Now would you please bring us food and water? And
Nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
They're stopping the delivery of food.
We are looking for a commitment from them that they will not stop it
But
violently.
they haven't stopped it.
I don't know to what extent it has been attempted, but we're looking for a commitment.
Yeah, because it's not happening, you stupid idiot. Yeah, I got a take for you. You guys ready for this? If you're dumb enough to do one of these protests and barricade yourself in a campus building when police are telling you have to go, you're going to get arrested. And you're dumb enough that you're dehydrated and you're hungry, and you expect the university to hand deliver food and beverages to you, you deserve to die of starvation. Yeah, I'm just going to say it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're that stupid, you deserve to die. And by the way, none of that's happened. Because if a student was that malnourished, by the way, they put themselves in that situation, you're that hungry, you could walk a couple 100 feet to the student center and buy yourself something to eat or get yourself something to drink. And by the way, nobody's stopping anybody from delivering food and water to all those stupid morons. If you're that dumb enough that you would stay in your little tent because you think you're a tough guy and you don't leave, and then the excuse is, hey, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, then in this country, unlike the jihadist countries that you support, in this country, you can get up, you can leave, and you can buy yourself something to eat, get yourself something to drink, because we live in the United States of America, you fools. This stupid moron, and I don't know what her name was, speaking in front of the media. Well, we need a commitment from the university that they're not going to block us from helping people and giving people food and water. Is there any evidence that they're doing that? No, I'm not aware of it, but we just want a commitment. I mean, how stupid can you be? I mean, where are we at as a country where there are so many dumb people, so many morons in this country? Forget about even hatred. Forget about anti-Semitism for a moment. Forget about your hatred towards another group of people. How stupid of a person do you have to be? I mean, it's too hot outside. We don't want to put our tents outside. So, we're going to, all of our masks and everything. Maybe if you weren't wearing 3 layers of mask to hide your face, maybe you wouldn't be so hot to begin with. But we're going to barricade ourselves inside a building. And then when the police gives us opportunities to leave, and if we don't leave, we're going to be arrested. Then we wonder why the doors are locked and why police barricade the building. Where's our food? Where's our water? We're going to die of starvation. These people are really some of the most idiotic people I've ever heard of in my life. I put them right along the lines of those that are insurrectionists on January 6th. These are some of the dumbest people that America has to offer. Really idiotic. And it's interesting because I watched a video on social media today, and it's quite good, by the way. It's a guy that did an experiment, an American citizen who did an experiment. And this American citizen that did the experiment, he walks into one of these protests with an American flag. He doesn't say anything. It's not even an Israeli flag. He doesn't say anything. He just walks in among these wannabe jihadists. And they start pushing him. They start shoving him. He doesn't say anything. They physically assault him and push him and tell him to get out. And all he did was bring an American flag in. Why aren't those people being arrested? I know that there are some arrests. I get it. And it was a social experiment, and it proved his point that these people also hate America. They're so dumb. And, people on the right, again, they want to score political points and want to claim that all these people are registered Democrats. There's no proof to show of that, or that George Soros funded this, or it's Joe Biden's fault. Everybody has a right to peacefully protest. We can disagree, but that's not what's really going on here. They're on private property. They're barricading themselves in buildings. They are physically assaulting innocent Jewish people. They are not allowing Jewish people to go to class or walk freely among the campus. That is illegal, and they should go to jail. I know some of them have, many of them should. I consider this a hate crime. You are taking a group of people. And I asked this question, and I think it's a very fair question. What if this was a university where a bunch of white people were not allowing black people to go to their classes? What if this was a university where a bunch of white people were not allowing black people to walk freely? Would this be going down the same way? I hope not. I hope every single one of those people would be arrested for a hate crime. That's what should be going on here. I don't think they're being tough enough on these wannabe jihadists, these cowards wearing their masks. And I'm going to go to one of these rallies today. I want to find out how stupid these people are. It's happening on the UNLV campus today. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to find out how stupid these people actually are. I think many of them are extremely stupid people. But the bottom line here is this. This shouldn't be a right thing or a left thing. There's no evidence to prove that these people are all Democrats, even though right-wingers out there would like you to believe that. Because they just throw things at a wall and hope that it sticks. They want to blame Joe Biden. But when all the Black Lives Matter protests were going on, and sadly some of them turned violent, did they blame Donald Trump for that? Of course they didn't. That was the Democrats. That was George Soros. That was Antifa. But now you have these protests going on throughout the country, and they want to blame Joe Biden as if Joe Biden said, hey, everybody, I want all the Jew haters in America to go down to these universities. I mean, it's beyond ridiculous because these MAGA Republicans have nothing else. They have nothing else to go on. They want to talk about the economy. They can't. The economy's been headed in the right direction for the last 2 years. Inflation continues to go down. The NASDAQ way up. Job manufacturing way up. Joe Biden can run on his record. So what are Republicans doing? Oh, this would have never happened under Donald Trump. They say the same thing about the war in the Ukraine. That would be like, a Democrat saying COVID would have never happened under Joe Biden. But, you don't hear Democrats talk like that because it's not true. Because they don't make things up like these right-wing morons do. Like Donald Trump does every single day. And when we come back, we're going to have some audio to play for you, too, where Donald Trump is making a bizarre claim, being caught in a lie again on national television in an interview. This has to do with Venezuela and crime. Another embarrassing moment for Donald Trump. And what is the prosecution in the hush money case using against him? Some of the audio that we're going to date back to 2016, and I'm going to play some audio for you when we come back as well. And I also want to take some phone calls on this. Number to call if you want to be a part of the program is 702-221-7283. And again, that number, if you do want to be a part of the program, 702-221-7283. Do I have this wrong? Is Ilhan Omar not despicable? Rashida Tlaib, is she not despicable? I understand if you don't want innocent people to die. I don't either. It shouldn't matter whether you're in Gaza or in Israel. We all don't want innocent people to die, but make no mistake about it. This is happening because of what Hamas started. And these morons across the country, these 18, 19, 21-year-old idiots who have no idea why they're even there. They have no idea what has been going on in this conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. No idea what's going on. They have no idea who Hamas is or what they have done. You have people on campuses that are calling them heroes. Hamas, heroes.